this thing, and I was like, oh, I wonder what time it is. I thought it was about like 1:30, and it was right at 2 o'clock. So I'm currently working on the slide out extension, and I've got the door. It's not on right now, so I can take this off and kind of show you what we're working with here. But I went ahead and used all these different license plates. There's a little metal right there. Use these different license plates to make the exterior. I'm like shingling the exterior with it. And so that's kind of what it looks like so far. I've got it to where I bought these really cheap. They're like $2 or $3, you know, beware the dog signs, stuff like that. And you can put them on the side here, and that's on the lower section, which helps it slide in, because that's the only part that really is like right up against the bed rug that's in there. But oh, so far I think it looks pretty sharp. So here's what it looks like. And I want to have it to where on the top here I just incorporate this. So I'm going to figure out some way to, when I pull up to camp, I just put this down, and there's like a flap that comes over like the edge here and connects with this, and then goes down. I'll probably have to cut these out too, like cut out these sections, because they're getting in the way of the door actually shutting all the way. But I think it's working out great, and it didn't add a whole lot of extra weight to the slide out extension. And so let's see, let's go through here. Got some people saying what's up. We got Hector in the house, we got Vivian, we got Serenity. What's up, everybody? We got the little monster over there. She's over there chilling, just kind of hanging out. Been having a real good day. She's already on there. Let's see, she's taken 2 naps today so far. She's been playing since like 7 a.m. So it's pretty funny. So, but yeah, I think this looks pretty cool. It's working out a lot better than I thought. You know, I didn't know if it would actually kind of line up good, and I didn't know how the exterior would look that great. It's not waterproof right now. And so what I'll do is, you know, anytime I actually get in rain, I have 2 different tarps that I can set up. I have the Slumberjack, or I have this Kelty tarp, which both of them are great. The Slumberjack, hey, what's up, Greg? Yeah, the monster's right there. But the Slumberjack is really good for any sort of bugs or anything like that could be, you know, out, because it has a netting that goes all the way to the ground. And then the Kelty is just one that has a really nice ridge line. Just connects, both of them connect right to the roof rack there. So it's going to work out really well. So I think it's looking awesome so far. We'll see how it ends up. I don't have enough stuff for the door here. Let me flip this around. For the door, I don't have enough of the license plates. But I'm thinking about doing something a little bit different. Hey, what's up, Donnie? How you doing? Let's see, who else we got? Then we got Dana, Vivian, thank you. Yeah, Mike Gray. Yeah, I'm looking forward to get back out there, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And so we're gonna be rocking the Hest sleeping mattress this go around, and I'm really excited for that. It's gonna make really comfortable bedding. And then what I'll do is I need to get these sanded up and put back on the sides over here, because this is kind of how it's looking so far. This slide out extension cleaned up really well. I mean, it had been sitting out in the sun for like the better part of, you know, I was thinking it was like almost a year that I'd just been sitting out. And so I just got it in here and just started rehabbing everything. And I think it looks nice. You know, that's going to look really cool out on the road, especially when I got it all packed up in there, and then people could drive it behind me and see this license plate, like, you know, through the glass here. But I do want to incorporate, like I was saying, I want to incorporate this into the build out, but I'm not really sure how to do that right now. So I may end up just making a roof out of, like, you know, I'm probably going to go with the fiberglass like I had last year. The reason why is because it's flexible, and you can make it to where it kind of bows over, and it's real cheap, and it's lightweight. And if I put more wood up there, it's just going to be heavier, you know, sliding in and out as far as the slide out extension is concerned. So looking around here, though, we had a bunch of snow this morning, and it's pretty much all melted off now. There's some that's still over, you know, in the shadows over there. But all the stuff here, I mean, with the exception of like this little patch here, which is big enough for me to make a snowball with, all of it's gone. And the snow last night, it hit pretty, it hit about, like, say about 6 p.m. and just jammed until like about 10:30 or 11. And then after that, it kind of cleared out. But we had some pretty high winds, and that's why I didn't get on the road yet. Oh, also too, I kind of strained my back when I was grabbing the slide out extension and bringing it over to this area where I wanted to work on it. And so that's why I wanted to kind of rest up for just a little bit, and then you know, go from there. So anyway, I think it's looking pretty awesome. And first order of business is we're gonna go camp a canyon near the place here. That's pretty awesome. It's got a bunch of Native American ruins, and then we're gonna go to well, depending on how much time we have and how the forecast looks, we may go to this one canyon and go fly fish for brown trout. And this little girl's been doing great. She's been playing all day. But what's awesome about her is, so like the first, I don't know, 3 weeks that I had her out here, I had her on leash every time we go outside, even when we go for like a run. I would take her, you know, and run down to the lower section of the property, but I had her on leash the entire time. And now what's cool is she doesn't ever leave my side. You know, we'll be out here running around and she's just right here with me, or she's just, you know, over off in the distance playing with her toys. And so it's gonna be great having her out on trail. I think she's really gonna like it. But I'm really stoked how great that's looking. It's looking pretty unique. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the top to the other side. I just haven't done that yet. And then with the door, like I was saying, I don't have enough license plates to get that really dialed in. So probably just leave it like that for now, or well, put like a bunch of canvas on it, you know, like the canvas kind of covering. But I've got some neat old ones here, like 1964. This one's from 56. Let's see, this one's from 76 right here from Missouri. And then on the side here, oh, this one's cool, Idaho, 1938, which I think looks pretty cool. And then on the side here, I've got one from Colorado, it's 1950, and another one from Indiana, that's 63. So I kind of like the old ones. And Canadian plates, yeah, it'd be awesome to get some Canadian plates. Well, you know, there's this place in town. So along Route 66, there's all these different, you know, knickknack stores and stuff like that. And they have all these old school plates in there, and there's always new ones coming in. And so I think what I'll do is I'll wait to get some other ones, because I don't want to keep getting like the same. I don't want to get more California or anything like that. And then I've already got 2 Arizona up there and 2 South Dakota, so I don't want any more of those. So what I'll probably do is just wait a little bit and find other ones. There's some really cool ones like this one here. This one's from 1936 from Kansas. And I think that's a pretty good, and it's a lot more slender. It's not as big, you know, that way. And so those would be good on the top part. Oops, let me show you. On the top part, like probably either up here on this section, or, you know, even, well, I've already got that covered right there, I guess. But those would also work well on the front of the camper thing. So it'd be kind of cool, you know, to just get a bunch of different ones, or maybe just when I'm traveling, you know, just pick up some plates from wherever I'm at. But other than that, the truck's ready to go. I mean, you know, if we can get this all squared away for the rest of the day, and then I'll probably have to wait, you know, to put the roof on when I go into town, because I don't when I head to the Flagstaff or Prescott, because there's no fiberglass out here, or not fiberglass. Oh yeah, fiberglass is what I wanted. There's none of that out here, but I could easily put a tarp over the top, and we're not supposed to get any rain or anything, so you know, there's no need to worry about any sort of like condensation coming in. But I'm excited to get back on the road. You know, I was just sitting around here, and like the past couple months, I've been like, okay, you know, yeah, I'll get my homestead going with the gardening and everything. And I thought, you know, I was kind of hunkered down here for so long when Sierra got sick, that I want to get back out on the road, and I miss it. I miss kind of like going to cool areas and posting up and hiking around and seeing, you know, what's in the area. And then also for fly fishing, I haven't done that really for like 2.5 years. And you know, back when I was on the road with Sierra, we used to fly fish almost every day when the weather was starting to warm up, and we even fly fish some spots in the wintertime that I know that you can get into. But I haven't done that for like 2.5 years, and I really want to get back out. And so I thought, well, you know, this summer's starting to come, or this winter is starting to come to an end, kinda. I mean, it still keeps it still keeps snowing and stuff like that, but it seems like the warm weather's just right around the corner. So it's going to be a good time out there. I'm going to get a new drone. That way my other drone's just kind of beat up, and it's the rotors on it are screwed up, and then also the gimbal's stuck, so it doesn't really, it films on like crooked, and I have to autocorrect it inside when I do the editing. But I think someone was asking about my rims. Those are are those 17s? I think those are 17s right there, and they're Pro Comp. I like them. They're really nice. I mean, they're fake bead lock. This isn't actually a bead lock on here. It's just more for like design. But I don't really need bead locks because I don't do that much like really, you know, deflated, you know, 4x4. Let's see, Danya, you're asking about the meetup next month. No, unfortunately, so we went to the town and talked to them, and there was a bunch of other events going on that weekend of the 3rd through the 5th. So I thought, well, maybe we'll shoot for the fall, because they don't have much going on in the fall time. But I don't know my travel plans right now, and so I don't know when I'll be back in the fall. I'm going to be sticking around here for like probably like the next 3 or 4 weeks, and then after that, you know, start to jam to higher elevations. But right now is when we're thawing out at like between like 6,000 and 8,000 feet out here, you know, for the next like month or two. And then after that happens, you know, then the high country in like Colorado and New Mexico and all that stuff, you know, will start to thaw out as well. And so let's go back here though. For those that are just now tuning in, this is what the slide out extension looks like. I've got a bunch of license plates on there so far. And the interior actually cleaned up really well. I took all this out and then re-glued it, and I need to put in some silicone right through here. The panels on the side here, I'm surprised at how well this insulation held up underneath here. It's really, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it whatsoever. So I took these off and sanded them, and then I'm going to take a hand sander and like just sand the rest of this with my hand. And then I don't know what I'm going to do on the interior here. I may stain this a little bit, but for right now, I'm just going to leave it because I want to get on the road. And then if we're on the road and we got a bunch of extra time and, you know, we're camped out in the middle of nowhere somewhere, then I can work on this a little bit. But so I'm thinking, you know, Limestone Canyon is probably an area that I'm going to check out soon. It's a really neat area that also has additional ruins in it, but I've never been there before. And then Upper Verde River area, I was going to go hit that up this weekend with a friend, but he's not feeling well. And so we ended up sticking around here. But hey, what's up, Alex? How's it going, man? Dude, the slide out extension's looking cool. Check this out, everybody. So I like the looks of that for sure. I think that looks pretty unique, you know, and I don't know a whole lot of people that have a slide out extension that looks like that. I have seen a lot of different variations of it, of folks that have either bought the plans or just saw my stuff online, you know, because I had the plans for sale for a long time. What you doing down there, girl? You want to come inside? You want to come on in? Usually, yeah. She licks her lips now when she comes up to the side because she knows that I always give her a treat. So let's see if we had a question here. I remember when slide out used for the truck still have it. Yeah, that's the side tent. No, I actually got rid of that. The floor on it was the ARB drop down room, and the floor on that thing was just it was really not up to par. You know, it was really brittle. And it started ripping in a bunch of spots, and I'd get all my gear dirty and wet. If you know, if I was doing some camping either during raining or mud season or snowing, and but I would like to get a new one of those because it's pretty cool. You know, when I had that little cutout on the side, and I put in the stove jack from Lux camping gear, or is it Lux? No, Lux hiking gear. They make a $20 stove jack that's real easy. You can just go on the sidewall of your tent, cut the hole of like the rectangle of where it's at. Put that in there, and then it's got a Velcro cover that goes over it that keeps it waterproof. You know, if you're not using it during the cold season, you know, then you can put that over it, or during the warm season as well. And it kind of blocks all this stuff out. So I'll probably get that again. I was thinking also about getting like a 270-degree awning, because the current awning that I have, let me show you. It's the old ARB awning, and that thing is really beat up. And in fact, I've got a bungee cord holding the front of it up here because this isn't actually connected anymore. The bolts that are behind there, they all stripped out, and so this thing kind of comes off. So I was thinking if I get a new 270-degree awning, it can come from here and then come all the way around this way and then link back up over where I cook in this area here, you know, with the drop-down table and the stove and all that stuff. And that'd be real nice because then I'd have a huge area that's covered. It is connected from this spot and then over here. If you guys remember in the past when I'd have the side awning on or deployed, and then the tarp coming out over the back, I had a gap right here. So walking in the rain, you know, you get kind of hit a little bit making that step or walk over from like 4 or 5 feet over. Sorry, I get the hiccups right now. And so if I had the 270-degree awning, you know, it would be all that little hole would be patched up, and I wouldn't have anything. So let's see here. Where you at, little Meadow? Somebody was saying she's like the reincarnation of Sierra. Yeah, she looks like her a lot, and her mannerisms are like that too. She's totally just like Sierra was. In the morning time, she wakes up, she lays on her back, and like just kind of plays right next to me and all that stuff, and then she'll come over here, and she'll put her neck or head like snout like right here on my neck and fall asleep, and it makes me fall asleep almost immediately. Yeah, Mike, I love her socks too. She's got the coolest little markings on her, and her chest as well. You know, what you got? Come here, baby girl. Come here. Come here. Everybody wants to see you. Come here. Come here. Come here, sweetie. Let me see you. Come here. I think she's like in play mode. She just got up from her other nap. So, Some people were asking about where I want to build my house. And honestly, I want to build it in the same spot that I have as my camper. So what I'll probably end up doing is taking down the cover and moving it, because it's all screwed in and I can easily unscrew it, and then just take the big sections over, take the posts off, and then get everything over and put it back up. Just have to have a couple of friends with me, and actually no, we'd have to take it all apart. That's going to be a pain. I'll have to think about that. I was wanting to put the house right here because it's just such great views from this section. But another thing we could do too is we could put it right over. Yeah, Alex, I still have this lumberjack canopy. Canopy. I think it's great. Another thing we could do is we could put it right in this spot here, because there is a nice big open area that if I cut all these back right here, and then this is where like the little shed is, but I'm going to take that down because it's starting to fall over. Then I still have great westerly views and everything like that. And then I'd have the garden area right here. And I'm going to put in a bunch more raised beds throughout here. And then the camper area. I want to have it to where the camper area is going to be, like guest quarters for people that are coming to visit, or family, or anything like that. And that way, and then I can also redo the interior in it because it needs to be redone. And I want to use some of the wood that we've got out here and stain it and get it all cleaned up, and then make the interior all badass. So, Meadow, come here, girl. Let's come inside. Let's get you a treat. But it sure is nice weather out here. It was like, even though we woke up to a really snowy, cold morning, it was only about 23 degrees when we woke up. It's probably almost up to 50 now. And I think that we're pretty much done with the snow. It's looking like a possibility of rain on Monday. But other than that, I think we're done with winter out here, which is cool. And that was another reason why I was getting the itch to go truck camp. I'm like, man, it's such nice weather. I just want to get out and go do something. Hey, come here, girl. What are you doing over here? Yeah, she's playing with the stoves. Come on, let's get you some treats. Let's go. Come on. Come here. Come on, let's get you some treats. Are you coming? Meadow, come on, let's go this way. Go over and see what she's doing here. Come on, girl. Let's go this way. Let's get some treats. So here she comes. It's typical puppy. It's like her nose distracts her all the time. All right. I have been pretty busy the past couple of days and haven't had a chance to film a ton. I was hoping to do a video per day in April, but I got kind of sidetracked. I had to run to Prescott. It ended up being a 13-hour day going to Prescott. And then Flagstaff yesterday to get my CV axles replaced. And now it's like I'm pretty much solid, as far as getting ready to get on the road. And the truck is running great and everything checked out with it good. And I'm over that. Oh, Mike, I was just going to say that. I'm over that COVID, or the COVID and or whatever the stuff that was that I had. Feeling much better and just not having any effects of it. But that was like 3.5 weeks that I was down out, and then my hand too. So I didn't do a whole lot in March. See, Timmy, you're asking about the meetup. We're not going to do the meetup in the spring here, just because the town had a bunch of other stuff going on, and like that weekend there were like 2 other events. So like, yeah, we can't do it that weekend, but we could do it in the fall, and so that'd be kind of nice after monsoon season. When everything's like super green around here and looks incredible. And so we're thinking that we'll probably try to do something for the fall this year. If not, then we'll get something on the books for next spring. But we're just kind of too late on getting our event in for the city and for the town. So kind of bummed out about that, because the place that we were going to have it at ends up that there's like a big old event that happens there on that Saturday. And so we wouldn't have access to those grounds. So right now, just kind of on hold with that. And other than that, not really too much else going on here. It's just been snowing a lot this week, and we've had quite a bit of accumulation, but it's been melting pretty fast just because everything, is starting to warm up. So, all right, let's see here. Monsoon season is heavy throughout what months? So Dana, you're asking about that for the monsoon season. It's typically like July through September. And then, if the monsoons are hitting every day, it's nice and cool out here every day. If it's not hitting every day, then it can have days where it gets pretty warm. But then by like October time, the latter part of September, first part of October, it cools back down out here and it's real nice. And the fall time lasts until about the middle part or latter part of December, and then it starts to snow. And the snow coming out here is good. It's been really good this year too. Like Flagstaff They have, I think, up now they have like 112 inches of snow since January 1st, which is crazy. So that's quite a bit. But I'm not going to be spending any time up in Flagstaff until it warms up there, because it's, you know, it's still like when I was up there yesterday, it was snowing like crazy and cold temperatures, and don't want to truck camp up there. But I would like to go hit up like the Verde Hot Springs, go hit up the Pine and Strawberry, Arizona area, because above there, you know, you got the Mogollon Rim and you got Rim Road, and you can go out into these really amazing sites. And I'll be taking my Starlink with me, so since I won't be around here, I won't have the distractions of working on things around the camper. You know, this is Jeff. Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing, brother? Um, so I won't have any distractions. So I'm just gonna be doing content the entire time that I'm out and hiking and taking her on different trips and going to cool little towns and, you know, eating in the cool delis and all that stuff. That was one thing, is when I got sick, you know, I couldn't go into the restaurants and things like that when I had that parasite, because I couldn't eat a lot of the foods that they had, that, you know, available there, because it make my stomach upset. What do you got here, sweetie? What is it? Look at this. So she likes to go outside and get herself these little pine cones. There you go, sweetie. You want that? All right. And she's been she's been a ton of fun this morning. She's been definitely rambunctious, but it's all good. Let's see, Timmy. You said you're hitting Fossil Creek and Verde. Oh, cool. Yeah, maybe I'll see you down there. I don't know what my plans are for the next month, really. I got to kind of stick around here because I got some packages coming, and then some other collaborations with Blue Eddy that I got to film. So yeah, Meadow sure is a cutie. She's been tons of fun this whole week, and we've been going into town, getting stuff done. She did get a doggy spa on Thursday, and so she got a hot oil treatment and then a blueberry facial, and she smells amazingly good. Let's see, what do you got here? Now she smells like pine sap because she's over in the pine trees. One thing I noticed the other day is she's digging, and I was like, "What are you digging for?" And I was kept on saying, "Stop digging." Well, what she does is she gets her treats that I give her. Like I give her like these pig ears or, um, you know, different things, and she'll go and like a pig snout. She really likes that treat, but she'll go and she'll bury them all over the property and then come back and get them later. Which I was like, "Oh, that's what you keep digging for," and she's keeping me on my toes. That's 100% for sure. So there you go, pumpkin. So let's see, George, you're asking what type of dog Meadow is. She is, well, they said Aussie Shepherd mix. They're not 100% sure, but they're thinking Aussie Shepherd. So I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. I think that um, I mean, I think she's got something else in her too besides just Aussie Shepherd. So, see, somebody was asking if I tie my own flies. No, I usually just go get the Tenkara flies, because that's what I do for my fly fishing. Is I do Tenkara fly fishing. I go and get those, and they seem to work really well. They're all like these different fly patterns from Japan, but they work great. So I wanted to show you all again for those that are just now tuning in what the slide out extension's looking like. So I've got the license plates up here for the most part. I don't have everything covered yet, but it's getting close. And what do you got, Brian? There she goes. She's off to the races. And then on the interior here, I'm almost done getting the rest of these sanded up with these boards here, which will get put on here. And then I think we're probably going to roll out tomorrow. You know, I think that's when we're thinking of rolling. So it's going to be fun. You know, like I said, canyon hiking initially, and then we're off to go fly fish all summer, and also into the fall. I think what we'll do is we'll probably head up into southern Colorado by at least the fall time, and maybe fly fish like August and September up there, because August out here is when it's like pretty warm, you know, and I don't want to be out here during that time. So, all right, let's see, what have we got here with Meadow? Other than that, just kind of chilling today, and just, you know, not really doing much really. Also too, just a heads up, everybody, I've got that for sale. So anybody looking for a work style ATV that has a winch on it, good suspension, great for hauling stuff, and all that stuff. I'm asking 8,000, but I'm it's negotiable if somebody wants to look at it. So, but other than that, you know, we're getting ready to head out. I wanted to show everybody real quick, for those that are unaware of what the fly fishing style that I use. So let me grab my bag here. So I like Fish Pond for all the backpacks. They've got really nice backpacks. They're expensive, but they're worth it. And a lot of the pockets in here are waterproof. Hey, Meadow, come over here, girl. Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. Come here. Come on, up here. Come here. Come inside. Let me see you, girl. There you are. All right, let me get out my gear here and I'll show you what I use. You can absolutely crush it with this setup. So I've actually got two fly fishing rods, but I got to get one of them fixed because the tip on it is broken. So this is called Tenkara fly fishing, and it's a type of Japanese style fly fishing. And this is Tenkara USA. This guy Daniel, the owns the company, lives in Boulder, makes really nice gear. So this is kind of like the padding for the stick, and this is the whole stick here, and it's telescoping. And so this is called the Hane, Hane, and it's 2.7 ounces. And let's see, Dave's camping. Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing? So it's a type of fly fishing stick that or rod that's telescoping. So you telescope it out. It's 10 feet 10 inches. So we'll get it all out here. And then at the end, whoops, let's do this. Hang on there, Meadow. She's all running around like crazy. All right, so at the end here, had to flip that around. You'll see that there is a string. So that's what you tie your fixed line to. And so it has what's called a fixed line, which we're going to pull it out here and I'll show you. You can deploy this and be fly fishing within like 30 seconds. So it's really great for backpacking. You know, it's really great for, you know, truck camping as well, because if you've got a small rig like mine that doesn't have a whole lot of storage space, this is a really easy way to fish. And you can absolutely crush it. Sorry, Meadow keeps running into the thing down there. You can absolutely crush it with this. So hang on, baby girl. Just stay back. I don't want you to break the end of this, okay? Stay back, sweetie. I know. So here's what my fixed line looks like. It's on this deal here. And here's the fly pattern that I was using last time when I caught that brown trout. But yeah, George, I'll be fly fishing for trout. And then all you do is you take this part right here on the end. Let me show you here. So let's put this out like that. There we go. It's real easy. You just basically make a knot like, well, it's actually not even a knot. Just a way to secure it on there. Oops. Let me do this real quick. Hang on. It's kind of hard when it's not all the way extended out of. Let me do this. Oops. I just don't want Meadow to get into these flies at all, because I don't want to get it in her mouth. Here I say, oh yeah, you can get it rigged up in 30 seconds, and it's taking me like 2 minutes just to get this thing going. All right. Go like this. Make a loop around it. You just put it over the edge. Like that. And then just pull it down, and it's connected. And then when you get all this out, you've 13 feet of this fixed line here. So 13 feet of that. And this floats on top of the water. And then you've also got 6 feet of tippet, which is the regular fishing line with the fly attached to the end of it. And so, you know, 10 feet long pole, if you're 6 feet tall and you hold it up in the air, that's about 19 feet. And then if you've got 13 feet of tippet, or 13 feet of fixed line, and then 6 foot of tippet, that's 19 feet. So the idea is, when you fish like this, whenever you catch a fish, you take your rod and you point it straight in there like that, and the fish is right at your feet, because it's, you know, 19 feet, 19 feet. So that's kind of how it works. If you're fishing in a kayak, these do float, which is real nice. So what I do is, if I'm in some sort of boat and I'm doing Tenkara fly fishing and I snag a fish, then what I'll do is I'll take the rod and I'll put it down by the side of the boat, and it will just float right there. And then I'll reel this in by hand, the fixed line, and then grab my net and then net the fish, and then take out the fly, and then, you know, usually return it. I do mostly catch and release, but I think this summer I'm going to feed this little one a bunch of trout from the various lakes and streams that we fish. And we're going to be hitting new water, which is going to be cool. It's going to be places that I've not fly fished before. But I've been to the areas. They're really awesome. And apparently everybody says that the fishing is pretty much fantastic at those spots. But so when you're done with this actually, this section is reinforced of yeah, let me show you. She's over here sleeping. She's already crashed out again. Look at that little face. Isn't she just a little angel? We're talking about you, girl. So, um, but yeah, so we're gonna fly fish, and then so what this does is this just collapses back down into the little thing here, the little like reinforced area, and then at the end you hold this line. You don't want the line to go in there because then it can kind of mess with like the sequencing of how things work when you slide it back out. And you just take this cap and put it on there, just like so, and then you're good to go. And then next time you're ready to fly fish, you just hold onto this, pull this out, and then you telescope. You pull it out one at a time because of the way that it's stacked up in here. You don't just like dump it down and try to get it all out at once. You pull it out pretty slow. But then it's really good. I mean, this one you can catch up to a 2 foot trout. So, and I did catch one last year that was probably, it was almost 2 feet. I think it was 22 inches. And the rod is designed for that. And it can even handle bigger ones too. But once you get past like the 22 inch or 2 foot range, it can start to like strain a little bit. What happens is with these sections here where they kind of connect, those are the weak spots. And so eventually, what happens is that it's that's where it breaks. So you can get them at Tenkara USA, and yeah, it's considered a cane pole. It's a collapsible cane pole. What it was is that over in Japan, they actually use bamboo for these in the high country with the Tenkara fly fishing. And so if you go to tenkarausa.com, they're real cheap. This one I think is like 110 bucks. And so you can get into Tenkara fly fishing for next to nothing. This little thing here that holds my fly, and then also I've got two different lines in here. I got this line, and then I have what's called a braided line. The braided line looks a little different. It's actually a braided, line. And what's nice about that is you can cut through wind. And so when you're fly fishing and it's really windy out, you throw it the braided line. Now that one doesn't float, and so you got to pay a little bit more attention to it. When you're tracking your fly out across the water, but really easy to fish with this. And then what you can do with this is you can put your extra flies in here. So you could go out literally if you wanted to. If you want to go real minimal, you can go and fly fish with just this. So yeah, it's pretty cheap. And I think this is like 16 bucks or something, the little line holder. And then it's got places on both sides to put. You can actually put 4 lines in here if you wanted to, because you can put the flies on two different sections, pointing in the different directions on both sides. And then it's got this little pouch right there. So real simple. And the flies that I use, let me show you here. I kind of got I've just gathered a bunch of different flies over the years. I mainly use the ones on this side of the box. This is for early season or for late season when I want to throw like a big grasshopper pattern or like streamers or leeches. But this one is more of like the summertime, spring, summer, and fall. You've got like little shrimp scuds right there, those little green things. You got caddis. I mean, you got a bunch of different things. So what I like about it is the gear's minimal. The one drawback though, and the main drawback is that you are limited to casting around you, within like a 15-20 foot radius, because with about 19 feet, I guess. But what is nice about it is if you use waders, and I've got waders and boots. If you're in a high altitude lake, all the lakes have these shelves that where it drops off to deeper water, and some of them the shelf is only like waist deep, so you can walk out to those shelves and then look upstream or look in both directions, up and down, where the shelf like dips into the water, and just drop your fly in those areas. And these massive fish will do what they call flash, where they come up real fast and hit the fly. And it's so cool. I've had it a couple times where you make your cast, and right as the fly is about ready to hit the water, you see a fish come up, and so it's like it was tracking the fly as it was going through the air. And right before it hits the water, they come up and snag it and then go back down. And it's just so awesome to be out there. It's so peaceful. And we'll be fishing for Rio Grande cutthroat, brown trout, brook trout, and then rainbows. Rainbows are everywhere because they're like stocked. But hopefully we'll get into some really great like wild brown trout populations and cutthroats and all that stuff, because that's what I like to fish. Those real pretty fish that have amazing colors. Like I think brook trout are probably the prettiest trout out there. just with the color patterns they have on them, and they fight like mad. And then the brown trout fight like crazy too. Their colors aren't nearly as well. The big ones have nice coloring on it. The small ones typically don't have that much coloring yet. And then the rainbows look great if they're natural, but if they're the type that is uh, farm raised, they're not very good. So let's see, George, you're asking, do you need a license? Yeah, you get a fishing license. So mine expires in September this year, and uh, and then you got to get fishing license at the other states you go to as well. So I'll be paying out of state fishing license fees for New Mexico and then also Colorado, because there's a place in southern Colorado that I want to hit up. Just this 12-mile section of river that's supposed to be amazing. And then in northern New Mexico, I've got like 4 different rivers and probably about 14 lakes that I want to hit up. Then here in Arizona, I mean, I've got a number of rivers and creeks that I want to hit up and canyons. So we've probably all together probably have about 30 different fly fishing spots that we want to hit up between northern Arizona, northern New Mexico, and southern Colorado. And so I figure, well, I'm not going to be going to a new spot every day. I'm going to be staying in certain spots like 3 or 4 days at a time. So we'll be out anywhere from 4 to 5 months, just truck camping full time. And then, we do have to wait, obviously, for the high country to thaw out. But then once it does, we're gonna be jamming up there. So we'll do the lower elevations like northern Arizona and northern New Mexico in the next 2 months, and then head up high. So let's go back out here. I want to show this real quick, and then I need to log off and make some lunch because I've been busy working on this slide out extension. But for these folks that are just now tuning in, here's how it's looking so far. Got these different license plates on here and just have them stacked up. And then on the side here, let's see how we've got it over there. So Dave's Camping Adventure. Oh, cool. You'll have to go hit the Dolores River. That's one river I've not hit in Colorado. There's a couple other rivers too that I want to hit. And that's one I definitely should hit up as I get into Colorado, because I'll come through the reservation and come up through the southwest area of Colorado. So Dolores is cool. I also like that Dolores pizza company. I think it's Dolores Brewing. They have like a honey pizza with like these peppers on it and all that stuff. It's like a weird combination of ingredients, but it's like the best tasting pizza I've ever had in my life. So that'd be kind of cool. Check this out. I like this right here. It says house car on here, which I think is cool. And then this is the oldest one we got on. This is from Idaho, 1938. I think that looks pretty awesome. And then on the inside here, for those that didn't see earlier, I'm using the Hest sleeping pad. So I've got the double. And what's nice about that is when I lay it in here, it's across the entire section. So we're going to have an entire section of bed. And then out here is where my drop down table is, and then my propane. And so what I do is just hook the propane in there, run the propane cord or whatever underneath there, and then I've got my place to cook, and we'll be jamming. So that's the short of it so far. And then I just need to get the roof all taken care of this week when I make a trip into Prescott, and we'll be good to go. So the goal is to get out tomorrow, and hopefully if we are able to get everything done around here, then I'll be taking this little monster with me. Cheryl, what's going on? Thank you so much for road treats for a minute. Oh, cool. Thank you. Well, give Asia some loving from us. Oh, she's got lots of sap here on her chest. So we're going to have to go out through and get this all trimmed out. But she's doing great, super affectionate, always with me. And I'm just really happy to have her with me. And we're going to have a great time on this next 4 or 5 months, just being out there. And then in the fall, we'll come back here and get the house stuff all get going and get all squared away. So, all right, everybody, we'll do a video as soon as we get out. Hopefully, like I said, tomorrow is what we're shooting for. But if not, we'll get out on Monday. And as soon as I get set up at camp, I'll set up a live stream, and we'll hang out that night and cook some dinner on the tailgate. So, all right, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in tomorrow's video. All right, take care.